Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Wakfu with your host, Random Entity. Well, I suppose you can call me Shiraf, as that's my main character's name in the game. I play on the Remington server and with the nation of Amakna, and I'm not that powerful, I'm just, mediocre, but I have fun with the game nonetheless, and this is just a segment video to talk about a few issues in the game, and we'll see if people like this sort of thing, and if you do, then I can make more videos. If not, then it was fun just doing this one. I was going to pick a certain topic, but a post yesterday made by stinkyforlife entitled "What Are You Doing?" and Kama is got a few topics in there which I wanted to talk about anyway, so we might as well just cover his little essay. And first thing I'd like to say is shouting about bullshit and all sorts and being angry at the company isn't going to solve anything. If you want to solve problems in the game and you think something isn't quite working so well, you need to do it in a calm and concise manner, pointing out the pros and cons of what's happening, and so the developers can actually take this on board without having abuse hurled at them. So then, what sort of things are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about world bosses, we're going to be talking about wisdom and stat resets. We're going to be talking about little things like, the ecosystem, the governments, and the ecologist, and we're going to be talking about the cash shop, the boutique, and the problems I find with that. And the footage in the background is just from a dungeon run with some random people I met who didn't seem to mind me recording, so that will do for, entertainment for your eyes, I guess. The first thing that stinkyforlife is not too happy about is IOPS. Yeah, I'm an Earth IOP as well, and I must admit I do feel underpowered compared to those fire IOPs, but everybody knows that balance is an issue in the game and the developers are working on it. I chose Earth IOP because I wanted to be more versatile, and while I can't put out the damage like my fire and wind brethrens, I can still jump around and be useful, turning creatures' backs to everyone else. I'm basically a meat shield, but I think one problem at the moment is gear is a bit of an issue, but as more content gets released, more high-end gear will be released, and I'm still waiting for a good Earth Cloak. You want to get that Rictus Elite Earth Cloak, and that is just a pain, a very big pain in the arse to get. So I might as well just avoid that and just carry on using the nuke set. So, onto his things, fixing little game bugs and glitches. Yes, they're doing that anyway. There's no need to go a bit crazy on that. We are supporting this game, there's a lot of love for it. I'm happy to see Wakfu evolve into something nice, and there are going to be teething problems, and I know that, and you're meant to accept that for coming along to this. What's he moaning about? Useless item shop. Yeah, some dodgy practices. We'll get onto the shop and the boutique in a little bit, but moving down the list, world bosses, that is a problem. Well, it's already been known that the world bosses are going to be changed. They're going to be put on a more random timer, and I hope it is going to be very random, because even if it is, a window, that window will be worked out eventually, whether it's a few hours, a day, whatever, because you do have some very tenacious players, and they will be camping non-stop alternate accounts just to figure out this information, just to get one up on everyone else, and that's the sort of thing you need to expect. People will get aggressed over world bosses when they change. I mean, they do at the moment. My biggest beef with world bosses is that it's a limited monster, very cool content, and the majority of Wakfu players will never be able to fight it. Period. I mean, can't you put in a limited quest which you can activate to fight it one-off, or even repeatable after a certain length of time? It's just wasted content. That's my biggest beef with world bosses. It's a shame, because so many players are never going to be able to fight it or even see it, and it's even on a random timer, it's still going to be with a small niche of these, saying elite players is a bit of a derogatory term, but we'll just say that for now. Yes, these players that they work hard for everything they do, so you can't fault them, but it's just a shame that more people can't get in there and just have fun with it. So that's my biggest problem with world bosses, just because a lot of people will never have the enjoyment of actually fighting or seeing one. And that goes on to something else I wanted to talk about, which is Monk Island. Yes, we all know that, they went extinct before the island even got officially released, and the biggest thing at the moment is a timer on the dungeon. Now, that dungeon, I haven't run it yet. I haven't had the chance. I work. There's limited time I can go on. I've heard that it's a week to unlock the dungeon, and because that happens after maintenance, everyone opens the dungeon using the candles, goes in, then we have to wait another week before we can. When everyone else is, yes, you don't need keys, but having it on a timer, again, it's locking people out of the enjoyment of the game. Why would you lock out the majority of your customers? You want your customers to be enjoying the content you put out, to be enjoying everything that developers have created. Surely you can put a timer on characters. Yes, there is an issue that could get abused, because you could have alternate characters. Maybe you should just have a quest which limits to one character per account. Something could be worked out where everybody can get to enjoy the dungeon, but on a limited basis. At the moment, it's just very, very silly. But some content is better than no content, and this is a long game. We're going to have a lot of time to be able to work out these problems. stinkyforlife goes on to have a go at aggression in the mines, problems with the government and the ecosystem, and while it's not a perfect system, these are all player based, and it's what Wakfu is about. You just have to accept the fact that some players will be thinking of others, and some players will want to screw other people over, and how you deal with it is the game. So you can't really be mad about being aggressive in the mines. I have seen somebody trying to start up a guard service where if you get aggressed, you can hire a guard and they will protect you while you mine. It sounds quite fun. Sure, it might not be highly paid. I mean, you could give commission of whatever you mine to your guards. It's a very interesting and fun system, and these sort of things which come out of it, it just makes the game fun. And it shouldn't always be about grinding. People have got different ideas of fun. We just have to try and find what you enjoy in the game and not let anyone else stopping you from doing your thing. And if they do stop you, just have to find something else. Don't get too stressed. What's the point of playing the game if you get too stressed? It's a game. He's got a very good point on the ecologist, if I've pronounced that right, where yes, we do have some very hard-working ecologists that run around trying to fix everything for everyone, so they've got some resources to harvest, and it is just insane. And it's gone on about a screen, an eco screen, which would give them information on every zone to stop them running around. That sounds like a very good idea. It makes me think, could the ecologists in fact have a sort of subsidy of other players where they can help out the ecologist? So you've got the ecologist and, like, you could say a guild, for example, that also have the same privileges or near enough as him, and they can also help out. It does make some very interesting points, a bit of support, rather than just having it all rest on one person's shoulders. It just makes the nation band together a little bit more. I don't want to keep this yabbering on for too long, because you don't want to hear me yabber too much, but one issue I've personally got, which isn't on here, is to do with the boutique. Yes. So what problem could I possibly have with the boutique? Is it a case of, pay to win with these mecha equipment? No, it's nothing to do with that. It's actually to do with more of a generalized problem, which is the lack of space. Yes, I went a bit overboard when the boutique first got released. I'll have that. And let's just say I've got sets of items on gifts stuck on my characters, because you just do not have the room to put tons of items in. Even with high bags, you just do not have the room to put in that set. It's a bit ridiculous. And let's face it, I mean, I'm sure Ankama can look at the sales statistics, and they can see how many people have bought the Sacred Biao Mao set and how many people have bought the Valkyrie set. Indeed, the biggest thing, of course, the Valkyrie is an insignia, and anyone can wear it, especially in battle, and it's a big seller along with the Ninja and the Mummy Nova. Yes, people love it. Do you see people running around in the generalized items which you have to wear instead of your equipment? No, very rarely. very, very rare indeed. And I'm sure that it's a big problem, not only for the community because they want to wear some of the cool stuff, but for the sales on the boutique as well. My advice, turn it all into insignias. That will get a lot more variety in the game, people will be happy, you can wear these sets over your good equipment. It's a good step forward. I know there's plans to be able to combine full sets into a single item, but everything else, all these sets, like the Sacred Bowmouth set, the Jester set, the Elephone set, everything that's been released, turn them into insignias, and I'm sure the community will love it, and they will be buying more because they're like, oh, I want to look like that, now I want to look like this. It's all cosmetic, it's no problem doing it, really. Yes, because maybe storage can be revamped as well, because there's a lot of items which you can get from the cash shop, the boutique, and as I said, you just do not have the space. Maybe you could put in a feature where, I mean, a lot of the Haven bag equipment, just decoration. It's, looking at it now, it's just decoration. It doesn't really do much, and you can tell how people don't really care about decorating the Haven bags. They want garden gems, they want merchant gems. Decorating is not a big thing. But if some of these dressers or drawers, for example, could hold, you know, cash shop items, then that would be an interesting turn. You could not fear of buying anything from the cash shop for lack of space. So some sort of alternate storage is definitely something the devs should think about purely on the cash shop, because why would people buy things when they can't even put them on their characters? It's just very silly. You have people that do want to buy a lot, but there's just no space and there's no utility. So that's something else you can think about. One other topic I'd like to talk about is resets, global resets, statistic resets, skill resets. It's a big thing, and in a game like Wakfu where you put in so many man hours, you need to be able to reset your character when you want. Whether you pay with Ogreens, whether you have to do a quest, resetting is quite important, because it's a big illusionary system when you could work, you know, on your character for 3 months and you find you've got a build, you don't like it, you want to change. Oh no, you've got to make a new character. You get attached, you get connections, you don't want to have to re-roll, you just want to be able to, you know, change up a bit, and why not? People do say things like wisdom can be abused. Now that is a bit tricky, because if you invest in wisdom, you decrease your, as you say, kill ratio, you're not as powerful, so the only reason why you'd have wisdom is to leech. You could have a powerful character and they're leeching other characters, and I suppose it is a problem for a lot of people. If other people want to take that route, what can you really do? You don't want, people are complaining that they could pay to win. They could put everything into wisdom, get leeched up to the highest level, and then reset. So the only reason I'd see people getting wisdom is to be leeched. Simple as. I mean, you could have a high-end character, you know, full wisdom, used just to level the guilds when it's in, level the Naka equipment. But I don't really see that a lot. It's taking wisdom out of the problem altogether would probably solve a lot of issues. If people can't put stats into wisdom, why would they be afraid of having a stat reset? And you need it, because say you see a move and that looks quite good on pen and paper, you think, oh yeah, you know, I like the idea of that move. You invest points in it, max level, and you find out, okay, it's not as great as I thought it would be, and I'm stuck with it. Yes, it sucks majorly. So I like supporting Ankama, the company. I like supporting the game. I've been doing it since Dalfus, I know I pronounced that wrong as well. But if you put in a skill reset you could use with Ogreens, then that would be a lot more revenue, because people would use it because it's needed. And if you take out the problems which get people so uppity, mainly wisdom, then it shouldn't really be too much of an issue, should it? I mean, it's quite simple. Simple but complicated. Regardless, it's an issue that needs to be looked at, because in a game like this you don't want to be losing people who have spent months or even a year on a character, and then after a few changes they're not happy with it and they quit. You need to be able to indulge your customers, yet keeping everyone happy, which is a bloody difficult task, I know. So I'm not having a bash at the devs, I'm just trying to support them as best as I can. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there, that's all from me. So if you actually enjoyed my ramblings and enjoyed this video, then please show your support, put in some comments, put in some thumbs up, whatever, tell other people, show the link, because the more positive feedback I get over this, then the more chances there is I'll do more videos. It could be this sort of thing, it could be a lot of different things, but if you liked it, please let me know. If you didn't like it, then don't shout abuse, give me some constructive criticism and I can use it to better myself, because how can I make better videos if I'm not told how to make better videos? Okay, so thanks for listening, if you've listened this far, and I will be seeing you in the future, maybe.